Welcome to Blacksburg, Virginia, from one of the best rivalries in all of college sports, the Commonwealth Clash between intrastate rivals Virginia and Virginia Tech. The fans are streaming into Thompson Field right now, and the 17th-ranked Hokies hope to send their rivals down to Charlottesville with an L. Alongside Michael LaHood, I'm Dallin Cuff. Michael, this is a huge game. There's no love lost between these two teams, but the Hokies right now are the ranked team, UVA unranked. That is not the norm in the historic rivalry here. What do you make of this big matchup?
This game comes at a good time for both teams who will be looking to set the tone for conference play in ACC Conference. But typically, this tends to be an aggressive game, all-action display tonight. It's going to be one heck of an affair.
It's a big game both these teams need. Historically, like I mentioned, UVA 33-3-6. They've been dominant, but last year was a bit of a changing of the guard. Khalil Dover's goal there at home, a 1-1 draw. They split the season series 1-1-1 in the 3 times they got to play in a COVID year. This is a rivalry game. Both teams lost their ACC season opener. How important is this game, Michael?
I think it's a game to differentiate which team wants to elevate their status into ACC Conference royalty if you're Virginia Tech. And it's a game, if you're Virginia Cavaliers, what type of team are you? They're still trying to find themselves as a young team.
George Gallinovich, the legendary UVA coach, said, "We are the underdog." That is not normal in this rivalry, and I think we all agree the Hokies have to defend their home field. Will they? We find out next. Starting 11 and kickoff coming your way after the break. Finished. The crowd is filling up the stands at Thompson Field. You won't hear Enter Sandman and Lane Stadium across the street there this week. They're playing up at WVU, but the football we have about to be displayed is big time in terms of ACC play right now. Michael LaHood along with Dallin Cuff here. This is the 4-2-3-1 that George Gallinovich is rolling out. Michael Leo Alfonso, the sophomore, is a guy you've got your eyes on.
And he's growing into a leader for this young UVA team. He's got that little bit of extra magic that can unlock defenses. George Gallinovich will be hoping he can unlock the Virginia Tech backline tonight.
And the Hokies on their side, led by Jacob Labovitz. The guy scores big goals in big games.
And he's going to thrive. He loves this matchup. Last season, came up with some goods, came up with some brilliant moments and moments of badness. When you play these rivalry games, you have to keep your head about you. The senior, he'll look to deliver tonight.
Yes, he's had a goal in this rivalry. He had a red card in the first meeting last year in the 89th minute, which ended up in a draw. Players taking a knee in terms of the ACC unity and their stance against social injustice.
You want to take the time to try to get better. And everybody deserves to be here. And to understand that you have to have love in your heart. You can't have hate.
What's in the most alone and understand? To put ourselves never love into your emotions. We're going to need love just like the king stated.
And we're about to get underway. David Urbacher, the official in the middle. The whistle is blown. The Commonwealth Clash is underway yet again. 1-1-1 last year. This will be their only meeting in the regular season. And a lot of the line as both teams lost their season opener in conference play. Both teams hungry for a win. Virginia Tech looking to announce themselves on the national stage. Kyle McDowell throw-in. He is a key guy at left back in terms of their offense, though, too, Michael. A guy that is integral in everything the Hokies do.
And he's attack-minded outside back. He can get up and down. Already you see him getting involved in the play. But in transition, he's going to have his hands full with Leo Alfonso, who's not a slouch himself, going the other way.
Played out to Cameron Joyce, the senior from Australia. Knocks it back over to Will Nilton da Silva. The captains here. Dow tries to combine with Landon Amaris. Silva looking long. Oliver Gerbig hoists it out. Maris on it. Maris 3 goals on the year. Atlanta United product, 20 in black to the top of your screen there. Andreas Ullin hoists it long. Could not be controlled by Kevin Ogadugu. And there's Coach Mike Brizendine. In his 13th year at Tech, he took over this program when they just had won 4 games. They had massive recruiting sanctions. 5 straight tournaments they've been to now. really establish them as a great program in the country and a consistent performer in the ACC. I think he wants and hopes this team can take the next step and contend for titles in the ACC. And this could this be the year, Michael LaHoo?
And I think so. But it starts with games like this.
Emin Lennon lays it out to Labovitz. Tracked back nicely by Slavov, freshman, Georgia. It's a young UVA squad again. George Gelnovac, his team went to the championship game in 2019. This is a much different crew. The guys have been, last year they used a lot of young players to try to learn and grow into their roles. But this is still kind of a rebuilding project. And as he said to us this week, we're still experimenting with stuff. Guys in different positions, they've had some injury issues. Long throw, cleared out by Andreas Ullin, falls to Amaris. And on the ball is Daniel Wright, the transfer from Duke, the grad transfer from Duke. Looking to spring a counter the other way. Here's Anderson pressing hard.
Dallin, for a team that's so young, like the Virginia Cavaliers, 11 freshmen on this team, you see the benefit that will start to come from having that spring season for young players to get their feet wet in ACC conference play. But the potential is there, but now you have to deliver the results.
Coming off a tough 0-0 draw against 1-1 draw, UNC Greensboro during midweek. And then before that, though, the Syracuse, a 3-1 loss in which they struggled to play to the back and really shot themselves in the foot. And you see this young crew, Andreas Ullin, their captain, 17, has been here before. He's a guy that was playing, he's a junior that played on that national championship runner-up team. Logged a lot of minutes. You see him at the top of the box, 17 in white. Got the yellow armband on. But outside of him, there's not a lot of guys that have been in big games and performed in big games. So this team is still learning and coming along as Ullin tries to lead the way, the junior from Norway, former All-League player. Valvisa to play it in. Talented freshman from Germany. 4 assists on the campaign. Looking for 5. Ullin got up, got a piece of it, but easily corralled by Ben Martino, the freshman from Pittsburgh. Out of the Philadelphia Union Academy, played for the Bethlehem Steel, their USL team. Looking long, Labovitz maybe will run onto it, but Verbig corrals easy.
And if you're a freshman or a young player on this Virginia Cavalier team, you will benefit from the experience of a captain and leader like Andreas Ullin. Ullin on that Cavalier team, 2019 team that made the College Cup run. And I think Ullin, as this season grows on, he needs to instill calm. Use his experience to instill calm. You've seen the potential players like Paul Visa. He's tied 3rd in the conference for assists already.
You see UVA playing a lot of Route 1 football. They like to play out of the back, but like we said in that Syracuse game, they shot themselves in the foot a lot. Coach Gelnovac was very open with us and said, hey, we got to change the way we do some things. We're not really equipped to do that quite yet. Our goalkeeper, Holden Brown, not great with his feet, so we've got to be a little more direct at times as they, again, are trying to figure this thing out. And George Gelnovac has seen it all. It's 26th season, but he's been part of 7 national championship teams as a player and as assistant and as a head coach. He knows what it's all about. And Urbacher will blow the whistle for a foul, and the Hokies will be able to play it into the boxing. There's McDowell, the senior from West Sussex, England. Spent 2 years at Ottawa University, transferred in, led their team in assists last year from that left back spot, 5 assists on the campaign. In a year where they went to the 3rd round of the NCAA tournament, falling on penalty kicks to Seton Hall. They drew that game 2-2, lost in PK 7-6. They also drew Seton Hall this year in a 3-3 thriller, played quickly by Kalua. Now McDowell shrugs off the tackle. He's going to be able to get across him, floats it in. Looking for Pugh, and Connor Pugh went right through the back. William Citron.
Virginia Tech coming out the aggressors. Tech coming out the aggressors in this game so far. Feeling and feeding off the energy. And it's this left side, strong side for Tech. McDowell, good service, and that's always a foul. It's a foul in just about every state in the United States of America.
I know you're going to go Gary Bertier on us, but left side is the strong side, apparently. Brown to play it long. That's a Virginia team too. TC Williams. There we go. We're keeping it all local. Looking for Ogadugu over the top. Sievert Hougley, they're rocking the back. He started every game he's ever played in at Virginia Tech. This is his 59th start. Knocks it over to Da Silva. Now trying to play in the channel. Couldn't quite connect. Little. Long ball played. Leo Alfonso's going to have a chance. He brings it down. Flag stays down. And what a tackle by Cameron Joyce. Maybe a goal saver. Still pressure on, though. Kai Ignacio, first touch of the game. Alfonso. And David Urbacher will pull it back. He tried to play advantage.
And this is a goal-saving tackle for Virginia Tech. Alfonso, he takes a good first touch, but doesn't know anything about it. I think it hits off his arm.
Yeah.
But if he takes a better second touch, he's in on goal, and it's I think he has a good chance of scoring that one.
And David Urbacher actually, they whistled a offside on Alfonso as he drifted forward. So we're going the other way. Here's Anderson. Harris trying to turn. Always great sports coming up on ACC Network. Sunday best this week as we'll have a field hockey doubleheader. Number 21 UMass, number 15 Wake Forest, noon Eastern. Then it's a top 5 matchup. 5th ranked Louisville hosts number 2 Iowa. Both games right here on ACC Network.
Always love seeing my Demon Deacons get a little love.
A love? We got a big game right there. There's a big game on the soccer pitch for Wake tonight, too. We'll talk about it more at halftime, but they take on Pitt. That game kicks off at 8 o'clock. It's the first time Michael's alma mater, Wake Forest, has not been in the rankings since the last week of August, 2015. 89 straight weeks. 80 straight in the top 10. 63 in the top 5. 23 is number 1. It is the story in college soccer right now that Wake, still talented, but Bobby Muse's crew is young and struggling. Now Joyce is getting forward. He's got his head up, looking for options, floats it back post. Still loose, Flores, just wide. The freshman almost opened his career account in spectacular fashion.
For a split second, I thought that ball was going out of bounds, but Joyce with the floated ball in. Virginia Tech getting numbers in the box. They can start to smell blood in the water against this UVA Cavalier team. Danny Flores, another one of those crafty center attacking mids that Coach Briz has brought in to replace the highly touted Danny Pereira.
Danny Pereira, the number 1 overall draft pick in the MLS Super Draft last year. Sophomore, taken by Austin FC, who you cover and know quite well. What have you seen from Pereira as he's moved forward in his pro career?
I think he started the MLS season with a lot of confidence. You can see why he was the number 1 draft pick, but I think he's going through some of those growing pains that every rookie goes through where you start to overthink it a bit. He's still trying to figure out what's his best position.
Dow cuts inside. Down by Visa. 2 very talented outside backs battling. Dow and Visa knocks it out. And there's Pereira. You see he's played 17 games, 12 starts. See where he sits in shots. But more importantly, as Coach Briz told us, what him going first has meant to the program and what Danny still means to the program. He's in touch with the guys. He's talking to the guys. He's giving them inspiration to believe, hey, I can do exactly what he did. As a long throw comes in, Holden Brown easily claims. And not just that they can do what he did, obviously it helps in recruiting then too, because you're producing as a program the number 1 overall pick. It's big time. Martino just scoops it up. It's a good flick on. Lennon's on it. Plays Amaris, skips over a challenge, and out for a goal kick.
Amaris just has that deceptive ability to get to the ball first. Just when you think you have him, he gets there first and toe pokes it away, but runs out of real estate. And that goal he scored against Seton Hall, holy moly, this kid can ball.
Seton Hall game, they were a top 20 team, and Hokies are 3-1, but let that lead slip, ended up 3-3 in that game. Amaris has 3 goals. The sophomore out of Florida played in the Atlanta United Academy, but that's been the issues, Coach Briz said. Defensively, they've leaked goals at times. They've lost some one-on-one matchups, made some bad decisions. If they could be a little more stout, this team would have a win or two, but they've been impressive. As Martino Brown comes off and clears out Labovitz a bit. But they did beat the #1 team in the nation, Michael. They did beat Marshall 3-2. They beat a good UCF team. They've had some really tough games, and this is their first home game because they played those on neutral fields. So this is the latest home game in Coach Briz's career here. Interesting schedules put together. They are challenging themselves nonstop.
But that's the part where you now start to evolve as a program. It's easy to get up for the defending national champions, and you have to still get the result, do the work, take care of business. But these games are just as important. You have to be more cutthroat. You can't take anyone for granted.
Definitely not. Slavov steps forward, freshman, Alfredo Georgia, another guy from Atlanta United. Knocks over to Anderson. Take a look at Tech's schedule, and we asked Coach Briz, hey, are you happy you played such a hard-done schedule? Maybe, I don't know about that, because it has really tested them. Because again, obviously the ACC is the best conference in the country. We've gone back down to this one-season model where games are crammed into midweek, not much turnaround time, and you really can't recover. And you got these tough tests every game. It's not easy, but they have performed well. That's why they're 17th in the nation.
And just think of it, if they took care of business against Seton Hall, we're talking about the potential they have. We'd be talking about a top 5, maybe top 4 team in the country.
Only loss coming to Duke. 1-0 in their last ACC game. There's a player down. The UVA is opportunity. Afonso's going to give it a strike to Flex, and Martino gets it. I believe it's Kevin Ogadugu down. We'll see if David Herbacher stops the clock. Does stop the clock in the game. And Ogadugu has been battling injury issues, and you do not want to see that. The junior from Oslo, Norway, Portland transfer, had a good career so far here at UVA. Dual national, he's performed on the U20 Nigeria team, but he was grown up in the academies in Norway and holding his hammy right now.
And Coach Gelnevat's telling us that he's been plagued by some hamstring issues coming to this game. And Ogadugu, such a strong physical presence for them, especially when you're trying to play direct. You're going to need a player like him and his speed.
Led them in points last year with 7 points. Take a look, him and Kanuo battling a little bit. Kanuo, one of the best central offensive midfielders in the league. Pulls up lane. This is only his 3rd game of the season. 2nd start because of the injury issues. They've not been able to be part of all 5 of their games. And if you're new to checking out college soccer, he can leave the match in the first half, and his day is not done. He can come back in the second half and play. But we'll see if he can go on. Does not look happy, as you can imagine. On comes Isaiah Bird into the mix now. The junior from Gainesville, Virginia. Has some U.S. national youth team experience, played in some friendlies. The under-18 squad back in 2018. Played every minute of the spring season. We're in the final 5 games, I should say. He's got to limber up quick and get ready to go.
When you come in off the bench unexpectedly, sometimes you're lulled into trying to do too much. This is where just building the game if you're Bird. Keep it simple, get early touches on the ball, and there's nothing like a good tackle to get the blood and to get the momentum going.
On ball play. Brown will come out and claim
So
it.
in that situation, when they blew the whistle,
It's Ogadugu now going to the sidelines. Bird coming on. Bird's going to play, it looks like a right wing position in this 4-2-3-1. And Leo Alfonso is moved up top to be the striker. Ignacio trying to come across, get on the end of that, couldn't. Opportunity almost there by Q. Pop it up over the top. Slavov.
Against this attack-minded Virginia Tech team, the two holding midfielders for the Virginia Cavaliers are going to be instrumental. Their ability to dictate tempo when they have possession and not give the ball away. Possession is going to be at a premium, especially if Virginia is going to try and play those diagonal balls over top.
There's Jules Anderson spraying it out wide. Appeals for handball as Visa got forward there. Will go out for the first corner of the match for UVA. Center box stride forward, all up Gerber, 5, 17, Andreas Ullman, top of the box there. Stepping in toward the 6. Visa to take. What? Loaded ball, looking for Ullman. Still ping pong now. Slavov might fall. Poked by Slavov. Well seen in the end by Ben Martino, the freshman, to make the save.
When Virginia Tech couldn't clear their lines, you just had this feeling that, uh-oh, could the Cavaliers get this off? Aspu Slavov side foots it, aiming for that far post. Martino had that covered, had eyes on it the whole way through.
Cameron Little picks it up, looks to dig it forward to Q, but Brown got it well. Big weekend of college football coming your way here on ACC Network. Albany and Syracuse start things off noon Eastern tomorrow and Saturday, and then it's Northwestern Duke from Wallace Wade Stadium in Durham. And the day is capped off by a huge one, the ACC Network primetime matchup presented by Geico. UVA against North Carolina in Chapel Hill. Our Huddle guys are there live, in play coming up after our game here. They're live. Carolina's got to win that if they want to stay in the Coastal race, really, after these Hokies really throttled them in week 1. Olovitz comes back to get a touch. Knew it. Nice ball played forward. Joyce is on it. Low ball. Looking for the cutback. Cleared out by Anderson.
And that's such a key part of Virginia Tech's game. Both outside backs tend to push up high, which then all 4 attackers, they crash the goal, looking to thrive off a good service.
U.S. stepping into some space. Lost deflected into the hands of Brown. Herbig, transfer from Coastal Carolina, second season at UVA. Well done by Alfonso. See if Daniel Wright do transfer come down, if he does. And overhit the pass to Bird.
And I'd like to see Isaiah Bird make that run earlier. Get the gamble on some 50-50 plays. If he does, with both center backs committing to that play and miscuing it, he would have had a free lane running towards goal.
Kenny Flores on it. Outlet. Twist. Low ball early. Herbig will take it out. Good crowd on here tonight. these Cavs coming to town. These Cavs have had a non-conference schedule that has not been easy. The Maryland game was bizarre. Daniel Wright got a red card, a second yellow, but it was misidentified. They didn't have video footage to correct it. So he had to leave the game in the first half when they were in that and winning at times. So now they lose 4-1. High Point, West Michigan, and Houston see Greensboro. Flores is about to take a corner. Outswinging ball. Hewlin gets high to the line. Maris has it. The turnaround bird is in some space. He's got his head up back into the mix. Out is there. Balls for the Silva. Oh, and he slashes it wide. And there's a collision of bodies in the middle of the box. Silva, the sophomore from Powder Brazil, could not finish that. Now you've got Seaver Howley, senior captain down the center back. I believe Kaya Ignacio down for UVA.
Howley, a big presence in the box when that ball gets floated. I think it may have been a clash of heads.
Ignacio, the sophomore from Georgetown, Texas. Part of the Houston Dynamo Academy. Scored against Virginia Tech in their spring game where they won 2-0. Cavs did. See Coach Gelman has got a little coaching as he comes to the sidelines. We showed you the non-conference schedule for UVA. I thought Gelman had a really interesting thing to say. He's been here 26 years. He was part of the program before that as an assistant as a player. He knows ACC soccer, college soccer, in and out. They said the big difference now is with so much international recruiting, a lot of the non-ACC schools we played schools out of the conference would be a step down, and it would be an easier game. That's not the case anymore. Last 5 years or so, things are way different. So these are midweek games. He said UNC Greensboro, he thought could beat half the team, but he can beat anybody in this league, which is saying something. And he was very clear that this is a different college soccer landscape than it was 5 years ago.
I think this is the next progression, and it helps college soccer. Remember, we played ACC games. We were Wake Forest. We lived for those games. But some of the hardest games were when you played against non-conference opponents because it was their World Cup final.
That's Michael Hood. I'm Talon Cuff here. Blacksburg, Virginia for the Commonwealth Clash, the Hokies and the Cavaliers. Just over 20 minutes in. Been a tight affair. Great crowd on hand. A good atmosphere here in Thompson Field. These teams played 3 times last year, splitting the series, if you will, 1-1. That's abnormal. Virginia Tech has struggled with the series. UVA 33 wins, 3 losses, 6 draws. UVA gave Virginia Tech a varsity road, but this is a different day in Kansas rivalry. Right, Kraft. Good step there by Pascal to get back in. Touch on, so on. Plays Bird. Still going. Down on it. Still saves the wrap. Isaiah Bird miscuing his touch. It's an excellent run, even better than pass. Now Bonzon find him, but take that first time, deliver, running in stride, he takes a picture where the goal is. If he hits that side, the goalkeeper's not going to expect that, and that goes on the whole goal. Without it. See the series was talking about the last meeting in March, GA 1, Tech 1. 8 o'clock on Stadium, Charlottesville 6 and 1 October, their first meeting. Ended up 1-1 draw. Pretty wild affair. Bill scored to equalize to get the lead, and then the equalized right away. Rock's on the chance stepping up in the space, looking right, can't come up with it. He was just down the other way. It's its own transition. Pulls him back. And it was going to be important for Virginia Tech. The two attacking midfielders running around the ice to get forward. But in transition, it was needed to step out and attack top box, and then make a forward pass and then attack with it. It's going to be key. We'll get one of the best holding efficiency lead. Very, very close to Phil Island. Take a look at this league. No, play Clemson. It's good year, rookie year. We see that applying great MLS. Those two play together on for Academy. Very close. Both same country. And maybe Senegal. In the end, they were going to go. He went to App State. And then he went to transfer. Where's he transferred to? You got to go to the ACC. And the NBA calls Tech wanted to back and said, hey, go to Tech. Your program's coming up. They really good in the tournament. He goes there and he's going to go down to the Senate. Yeah, like an agent, Virginia Tech. Do his word work. Fans like pass was on to just getting up off that. It caused some problems. That's frustrating. Big thing about that work. Stop. This game is starting to heat up. It's both rivalry games do. The reason why Georgia got that edge. Like this kid, he's got to bite out of him. That's definitely a foul. Goes lunching in. Manua, established position. But you see some tackles like that in this game. This game has never been short. Big plays, big tackles, big fouls. I was going to ask, it seemed pretty tame so far for a rivalry game. And I know Coach Briz said I'm not trying to blow water on it, but it's our next game and it's a big game and it's a rivalry, but like we don't treat it much different. We got to go out there and play within our minds, play within our emotions, go play the game a little bit to play and not get caught up in it. And they have been. The chippiness has not been there quite yet, but I think it might be emerging.
I never buy that from coaches. I can't say that at all. But when a rival, especially a rival who's had the upper hand for years, that's how you make a statement. Especially for Coach Briz trying to get this program to the next level of national acclaim.
What's up for the Hokies? Andrew Weber just came in, Cameron Little. Weber the senior for Earlysville, Virginia. Slip forward to Tisa. Not been able to get forward much. Fonzo's able to pull out. Johnson was left. Right wants a foul. No ball. David Urbacher says get up. And the home fans love that.
That's going to be the start of a long night between those two. Alfonso already making a bit of a attention to this game. Yeah, there's nothing in that one.
No, right. Duke playing in that like 10 role. They're trying to find where to put him in the right spot. Which Geldermatch did use the word experimenting probably 10 times on the call. They're still experimenting, trying to figure out how this team comes together. Which Virginia Tech knows who's where and knows what they're about a little bit more right now with a more veteran team.
And that's typical of what's happened since the pandemic that's come about for the Virginia Cavaliers, having lost so many players from that 2019 team. College Cup hangover, if you will, but they don't look like a freshman team or a freshman-heavy team. They've gone toe-to-toe so far.
That was a poor turnover, maybe an opportunity. Joyce is forward. He's got Flores through the middle and Lobovitz there too. Glazer looking at the back post. Chested down, play back looking for Lobovitz, still loose. Brown finally gets there.
As soon as Virginia Tech gets in the box, they've looked for this back post ball. And when this ball gets down on the ground, Labovitz is the key target there. But Brown aggressive off his line.
Now Brown, the sophomore, kind of thrust into duty. They thought Alex Randa would be there, goalkeeper. They played last spring, but surprisingly signed a pro contract in the summer. Olden Brown has to step in, a sophomore from Zionsville, Indiana, and that's who's minding the net for every game so far for the Cavs.
And he'll have to grow up very quickly and gain and learn from these experiences coming at him left and right. One thing that is not his strong suit that Coach Gelnevets talked about with us on the call is playing with his feet. That's been a staple of how Virginia's played, especially in the last couple seasons.
Step Colin Shuttler back there, multiple time all ACC level goalkeeper. Kind of a mentioned American goalkeeper, and now representing the ball, substituting. And Jules Anderson just cleared him out. See if David Erbacher issues a card. He's not going to.
Jules Anderson looking like Hans Christian Andersen on this tackle from behind. Guys are going in and just dropping their shoulders. They gotta be careful. Yellow card should be coming out soon.
I mean, is that a yellow?
Yeah, absolutely. He doesn't even play the ball.
David Erbacher did give it to him. And you always wonder in these rivalry matches, if you let things go, how things can escalate. We'll see, but I think Jules Anderson just dodged a bullet there. Dowda played in with that sweet left foot, looking for Haugley. Headed down. Now the Cavs may have some options. Afonso on the ball. He's got his head up. Hangs it out to Wright. Wright trying to go back to Afonso, but McDowell read it the whole way. Nice move by Maris. Good turn out of trouble. Now he's rolling down the left flank. Runs into more trouble. Draws the foul. And now yellow's coming out now. And it's going to be for Anderson.
Anderson getting away with one prior, and just a push. Yet again, lunging into the back of a player. When you get away with it the first time, you have to be better defensively, and there was no need for that foul. Virginia had 3 or 4 players collapsing on the space.
I don't mean to laugh, but he's shaking his head. Dude, you just pushed him in the back after just hip checking somebody. All right, ball played in. Brown claims it easily. I mean, I'm aware. I've made a fair amount of fouls in my day playing hoops where I said, well, I didn't do anything. I know you never think you did anything, but when he sees that one back, sir, you earned that yellow. NBA trying to possess a little bit more. Would you like to see them try to play a little more on the back? I feel like they have been very direct through the course of this game.
I would. They have more time and space than they think. Virginia Tech, they're baiting them into that mid-block, standing right by midfield. With only one striker up top, in Labovitz, you have a 2v1 and the 2 center backs. And Andreas Uihlein, he's good with the ball at his feet. I'd like to see him grow into this game and advance more into Virginia Tech's half.
Slavov's spinning some trouble with Weber. There's Uihlein. Durbin now stepping into space. It's a trunk. Masio went it to his feet, played Alfonso into the channel, another turnover. Coming up soon as our game's over, going to in-play. Kelsey Riggs, EJ Manuel back, hosting the show. Special live from Chapel Hill, 9 Eastern. Of course, they discuss the conference's hottest topics. They've got interviews, legendary players and coaches, as well as an inside look at what it's like to be a student athlete right here on ACC Network and ESPN. And you always watch on the app, too. One app, one tap. Sweet turn by Uihlein. And if you want to see a lot of kicks, I have a feeling on tonight's show and in play when they're in North Carolina, a lot of Jordan Gray kicks are going to be displayed for the audience, I bet.
Jules Anderson, he might be a highlight feature with some of the tackles he's laid.
Entering the match now. A couple different subs. Cameron Joyce just Connor Pugh, excuse me, just came off. Paul Monels just checked in. Grad student from Barcelona. Transferred to USC Upstate. Sorry, go ahead, Mark.
I like Monels. His ability to get him behind, but also the composure to finish off plays. He had just a deft chip on a goal earlier this season.
And Seton Hall again in that 3-3 draw. Monels scored. And Cabral Happy Kamseu checks in for Alfonso too, top. Which is interesting. Happy Kamseu's had a really unique career at UVA. A lot of injury issues. But the senior from Zimbabwe was in 2018 was all ACC freshman team, which obviously is a heck of an acclaim. 19 he was all ACC tournament team. He scored in the final against Clemson, which UVA won. Played a lot of games in that year where they went to the tournament, went to the championship, I should say. Last year injured a bunch. He's been injured throughout his career. We'll see if he can impact this game because he is a talented player. He just can't be on the pitch as much as he and Coach Galdovic would like.
And I think if you're going to be direct, if you're Virginia, you need a player like him to be healthy and on the field because he can hold up the ball. He's strong, and he's got good feet. He can spin defenders off and even take defenders 2v1, the one being him.
Number 14, Khalil Dover.
9 goals on his career. Khalil Dover checks in, who scored in this game last year, opened the scoring in that game before João Gibert equalized about 90 seconds later. Dover comes in for Labovitz. Citron trying to crowd him out, can't do it. Joyce. From Monels, good turn. Got a little pocket of space. And a pocket of space here for Flores. Good dummy by Dover. Joyce, first time cross. Dover gonna get back there. Pretty combination. Just could not get enough on it. Now maybe a quick counter the other way. Joyce tracks back nicely. Monels, good tackle by Citron. Junior, Cornell transfer, getting stuck in, getting the ball.
Monels got him the first time. Citron, as Michael Jordan said in The Last Dance, I took that personally with that tackle.
Jordan took everything personally. And I personally, I love it. The channel. Nick Blacklock getting the cross off. He's got Dover there again. Dover gets up, gets on it again. They couldn't get enough in on it, I should say.
Dover has the ability not just to climb the ladder, being another target in the box, but he will bring verticality to Virginia Tech. And in that game last fall that ended in 1-1 draw, Danny Pereira played a world-class ball into Dover to spring him free. But it's just an X factor about Khalil Dover that I don't think Labovitz has. It's just the ability to run in behind.
Long ball played by Ullin. Looking to win the second ball, right? Can't come down with it. Kanua does. Happy Kamseu. Citron. Well by Weber. Slavov able to win that back. Long ball goes out.
The subs for both teams trying to make their presence felt. The game's getting a bit more combative. Tackles flying in around midfield.
He's a nice Nice tackle. Third on the ball now. Pick up save. Ball taken off him by De Silva. Oh, De Silva, center back, doing things. Gets to McDowell. He's got Blacklock in front of him, trying to hold his run. Low ball played in, easily read. There's really nobody making that near post run. Slavan back to Happy Kamsei.
And De Silva showing a little Jogo Bonito with that pirouette. Made the defender miss. But
Sophomore
Dallin,
from Brazil, yeah.
what I love about that play is, yes, he does just a special move, talented move, gets into the wide player. But McDowell, he plays a good ball. On the ground, whipped in behind Virginia's back line. Tech only had one guy in the box.
They're big, looking long. Pick up save. He's going to give it a ride. Deflects. Oh! What a save in the end by Martino. Wicked deflection off Haugley. And the freshman saved the goal.
Happy Kamsei connects with this ball, but it's so difficult as a goalkeeper when you commit. Martino thinks it's going one way, but then his footwork is what saves him on that. The ability to not overcommit to that right-hand side. He takes one step, plants, and pivots to save that goal.
Away 17 away.
I'll swing the ball. Ooh, arriving with Citron.
Get up.
Down and struggling now.
And Virginia being the road team, a good way to get on the board is set pieces. I think De Silva catches him from behind a bit. Hope he's okay.
Junior from Eastchester, New York. It's a Cornell transfer. Obviously, Ivy League having no sports last year. He came into UVA in the spring, started getting quite a bit of run of them. Started their first 5 games in the spring, then he got injured. New York City FC Academy product. So he received some medical attention. Citron receiving some attention. Athletic family. His sister Sonia was the 2-time Gatorade New York Basketball Player of the Year. She's now playing at ND. He's doing his thing at UVA. He makes his way off the pitch. So some good opportunities here from the Hokies. Dover coming and making an impact, Michael.
And they've been active down this right-hand side. Earlier in the game, we were talking about left side, strong side, but the right-hand side's been active, overlapping runs from the outside back. Joyce getting in some service. Dover, just a physical presence in that box. This is the ability to jump up from a standing jump.
Was PD playing on the right side? Is PD the right center cornerback? No, after the argument with Denzel?
Yeah.
Just over 6 minutes to play here. Thompson Field 0-0. Alongside Michael LaHood, I'm Dallin Cuff. ACC men's soccer action coming your way. This is the second night of in-conference play. Got a full slate of games going on around the league. Get you some of those scores at halftime. We'll also take a look more at Wake and Pitt. Wake and Pitt kick off at 8 o'clock Eastern here just in a few minutes. Big game to say the least. But as is this one, you're playing a rivalry matchup. Both these teams are 0-1 in league play. It's a bit surprising, especially Virginia Tech, given their form on the year, beating the #1 team at the time in Marshall. Daniel Wright skips past Cameron Joyce, can't keep it in play. He can. Howley covers over nicely. And it goes off right.
And I think of the two teams, George Gelnabach will be the happier coach. His young team, they've hung in there, they've grown in this game, and have frustrated Virginia Tech at times. Tech relying on service from out wide, but forcing uncharacteristic turnovers.
This Tech team, they've got 10 goals on the campaign. 9 of them scored in the first half. They've been fast starters. And as we mentioned before, struggled to hold some leads and keep things off the score sheet in the second half. But to your point, UVA's got to be pretty happy with how they've started overall. Not a lot of really, truly dangerous chances they've given up, but they haven't been able to create much, Michael, in the same note. What would you like to see them do differently to possibly generate some more chances?
I think bringing on Happy Kumseu, that's a start, and then getting Leo Fonzo back on the field. He looked like the player most likely to come up with some magic.
Say, oh, what a turn! On cue you almost were, Michael. The shot, he couldn't quite get it out. I think Da Silva blocked it, but that was pretty.
Da Silva showing Jogo Bonito with that pirouette earlier in the game. Look at this spin, wow. The skill to do that, the ingenuity, but then the ball, it slows down just a little bit too much. And Haugley, his presence there is what closes the gap on the shot.
Silva getting in the mix too. He may have gotten a piece of it. See Da Silva now getting forward from the center back spot, looking for a big switch, lines it up. Manels, the Barcelona native, good take. Flores. Eric Coloso closing down. Came in for Jules Anderson after Anderson got that yellow. No call on Visa going through the back.
With only a couple minutes left in this half, Virginia quite content to absorb pressure. Will Virginia Tech get in their half, keeping their line at the top of the box, and then waiting for that moment to squeeze the space, getting numbers, especially when the ball gets by the sideline.
Kumseu getting forward, heavy touch, and so Da Silva doesn't need to win a foot race, it'll go out. Almost standing room only here at Thompson Field as fans around the entire fence. Fans stacked up in the stands as well. This is Vanilla Sky. Monet paint that? Blacksburg, you're beautiful.
Oh, well, what an incredible stadium, what an incredible venue. So I remember playing games at this stadium. First time I ever played, I definitely could hear and differentiate Coach Jay Vidovich's voice because it bounced off the walls of those rocks behind you. Couldn't tell you what he said, not gonna repeat what he said in that moment.
Very cool architecture across Virginia Tech's campus. And yeah, great facility here, as is Lane Stadium, one of the loudest right across the street. Slavov. First time ball. Right. Probably wanted that in the channel, but Ignacio's pass has held him up. A few times that UVA's been able to possess in Hokies half of the pitch. As I can say that, it rolls out of bounds.
But that's some of the youth. And a bit of getting sucked into one side that Virginia will have to grow and learn from. But you can live with that if you're George Gelnabach. Every minute and second that you can get in Virginia Tech's half and frustrate them and keep the ball, that's a minute and second that they're not in your half, especially with their high-scoring offense.
Came under Kimura, he is still down. He's pulling himself off the deck, and as he does this, Manels is running forward. Dover running ahead. Manels stays on the ball. Lays it off to Weber. He dinks it over to McDowell. The pass will get there. His touch is heavy. Blaming for a foul. And David Erbacher is saying, yes, it will be. Isaiah Bird looks confused.
And It's a beautiful first touch from Weber. I think he sells that one quite well.
The dark arts, or
Actually,
He
on
got stepped
second
on there.
thought,
Okay.
yeah, definitely got him on the foot, stamp on the foot. Unintentional, but still a foul.
just outside the box. Flores over it. Aubley, De Silva, the center back's right there in front of the keeper. He's going to go for goal. Brown corrals.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Well, 45 down. We're going to be 0-0 at the break. Michael, what do you make of the first half?
First half, Virginia Tech came out of the blocks, trying to get this crowd going, trying to feed off the energy of the crowd, but they petered off a bit. UVA Cavaliers doing a good job of frustrating them, playing direct. I'd like to see Virginia settle more into the game, be a bit more adventurous as this game opens up.
And now we're joined by Coach Brizendine. Coach, thank you for your time.
Thank
you
you.
told us earlier in the week you guys were concerned about defensively leaking goals. How do you feel about the performance on the defensive side, and what do you think about getting forward?
I mean, again, they don't have a goal, so yeah, I'm happy about that. I think we haven't been clinical up in the attacking third, and it's causing us issues. I think we're trying to press things instead of taking our time and instead of setting up what we want. I think that if we do that, we're a little bit more patient up there, that we'll get some better looks.
Coach, what do you think your team needs to do to break this deadlock in the second half?
Yeah, again, I think if we're patient up in the attacking third, I think that we can get a goal there. And again, I like the performance overall. Like I said, just a little tweaks here and there, and I think that we can get a goal.
Coach, thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, we're heading to break here. Great rivalry battle so far, 0-0. We come back, though, talk about one of the big games tonight as well. Wake and Pitt. Kick it off just in a few minutes here. What's up with Wake? An alum will tell you right now. Alongside Michael LaHood, I'm Dallin Cuff. Let's get to the first half highlights between these two bitter rivals in the Commonwealth Clash. Michael, what have you seen as the Hokies tried to press forward and had the better of the chances in the first half?
A lot of their attack has come down this right side. Pugh doing well to make this arcing run as a right winger, but as soon as they get it, they're looking to isolate Paul Visa, UVA's attack-minded right back. 5 players in the box, so difficult to deal with if you're a holding midfielder. Andreas Uhlin out of the picture, tries to make this run to recover, and when he does that, if there's a better cross to find Lavovitz, then you put yourself in a higher percentage goal-scoring chance, but the service isn't good enough, and Virginia grew into this game. And Happy can say to make this run off the center back's shoulder, that is good, experienced striker play from him, and the spin move. Wow, skill check there. The finish doesn't match the move, but Virginia growing into this game nonetheless.
And now we're joined by Virginia's coach,
Coach
Gelovich.
Gelovich.
George, what was your message to your team at the break?
I think we did come into the game, and I think they had spells of being dangerous, primarily down the right side, left side, although their right side was a little bit dangerous too. We had to make some adjustments with Kaya there, which I think we did, and it helped. We just have to manage those spells of them putting us under pressure on their field with their crowd, manage those spells, and then get back to passing and moving and doing our thing.
Coach, how do you think you can hurt this Virginia Tech team?
Well, part of it is just making sure we deal with just a lot of crosses, long throw-ins, restarts, and then making sure we're playing. Coming down our right side with Paul is probably where we've been the most dangerous, and just playing good soccer.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate your time.
Thanks.
And you take a look at the first half stats. 0-0 at the break. 1 yellow card issued out to Jules Anderson in the 30th minute. Anything jump out to you, Michael?
Yes, it's the shots on goal for the UVA Cavaliers. For a team that's ceded so much possession to Virginia Tech, they've actually had more shots on goal, but that can be a bit misleading. Virginia Tech having some block shots. Aspu Slavov had that one golden chance where he hit it right at the goalkeeper. And the second category is yellow cards. For a rivalry game, this has been more of a tame affair than we're used to seeing.
Well, we'll see if it cranks up in the second half. It did last year when we did this game. There was a red card issued late in regulation. It went to extra time, overtime I should say, and finished in a 1-1 draw in their first meeting last year in October. Great crew here at Thompson Field, great crowd looking for a breakthrough for their Hokies. Let's see if they can get it. Second half set to kick off from Thompson Field. David Urbacher, the center official. Horn is blown. Jacob Labovitz, 18, leading scorer, third-team All-ACC, back in the match, looking to get himself on the score sheet, which he's done in this rivalry before. And we're underway. Captain to captain, Silva to Sievert Haugli. Haugli looking long. Up goes Labovitz. Cameron Lennon took a shot to the leg, and this will be a chance to put the ball in. Mixer.
Labovitz initiates the battle, and Ignacio late to that. He's never going to get there. Just kicks out and draws the foul.
Ignacio, more of an attacking player, learning how to defend a little better. George Gelnovac told us. Found McDowell to play it in. In with the left foot. It's in the back of the net! And it's Labovitz! He's said it before, he's a big game goal scorer. He does it again. The Hokies up 1-0.
And look how fired up this crowd is. Look how fired up this Virginia Tech Hokie team is. They can feel it. The lights are strobing. The team is awake. Not known for being a second-half team. Cue the disco music. Jacob Labovitz re-announcing himself to this rivalry. And the header, the near-post header. It's the ability to fling himself. Beats his marker there, Andreas Uhlin. And then snap header from him to beat the goalkeeper in the near post, putting up Virginia Tech.
Labovitz's 16th career goal, second of the campaign. Transfer from FDU, local product, Great Falls, Virginia, it's an in-state product. Went to FDU, was the NEC Rookie of the Year, that transferred in here to Virginia Tech, has making an impact ever since, man. 4 game-winning goals last year, including the one against Oregon State in the NCAA tournament second round. As you see, Asper Slavov is down, and Cameron Lennon quickly issued a yellow card. See if the Cavs can hit back with their dead ball.
Nasser Slavov, he gets an established position, and Lennon, I think that's a lazy tackle from him. Nasser Slavov wasn't moving fast. Lennon, if he kept his feet moving, he could have caught him. But rightfully so, gets a yellow card.
He's a dangerous right foot to play it in. 4 assists on the campaign, 3rd in the ACC with that number. Last year in this game, first meeting, Cavs hit back to equalize 90 seconds later. Can they do it again? Uhlin, looping header, and off the line comes Martino to claim.
And this is going to be a good matchup on set pieces all night. Andreas Uhlin on one end for the Virginia Cavaliers, and Haugli on the other. But Uhlin, he gets there, pretty uncontested header, but doesn't get enough power on it.
Ignacio head up with some space outside of the boot pass, doesn't connect. Slavov lost his feet. Hugh blasted off of Citron.
You're supposed to keep the ball out.
This hit doesn't harm the Cavs, though. Happy Kumseyu battling with Kanua. They've been fighting quite a bit since Happy Kumseyu came in the game.
Kanua, that's what he's there to do, to break up plays. Traditional holding midfielder, known for his tough tackling, but also he's very calm on the ball and good on the ball.
Val picks it off and looking to Night of break the other way. George Galavach very clear about how deadly McDowell can be, 24. The left back and how effective he is down that flank. Told us earlier, made the comment at halftime.
The funny part, Darlin.
Darlin? Oh, okay, baby.
Is that when he referenced Labovitz, he said that guy who just doesn't go away, he's still here.
Yeah. Scoring big goals in big games. Keep saying it, man. Say, ooh, he might get a yellow for that. Unnecessary, and yeah, he is. As a senior, you gotta know better than that.
Now continue trying to use that as a way, a support way to try and get your team all riled up. Frustration shown from him. A silly play. Now it's an unnecessary yellow card.
Boyes tries to thread the pass forward to McDowell and just clears out Visa. Quick break, tell you about field hockey coming up. Sunday best. We'll have a field hockey doubleheader. Number 21 UMass, number 15 Wake Forest at noon. And then it's top 5 matchup. 5th ranked Louisville hosts number 2 Iowa. Both games right here on ACCN and the ESPN app. One app, one tap.
Tech, a little bit of composure to get out of Virginia's press. The 2 center backs, Silva.
Into the middle of the pitch, and Aaron Colosso, the freshman from Roanoke, is going to get the foul called on him.
Kai Ignacio, yet again, ball to play. Team learns to defend. You can't grab the jersey. Gets spun around a bit.
Apologies, that was on Ignacio, obviously, in the replay. Sophomore, Dynamo Academy down in Houston. Part of the U.S. setup U15s when he was playing for them a few years back. Taking short, Landon Amiris striding forward, looking for McDowell, well read by Visa.
We haven't said Amiris' name too much in this game. Virginia doing well to close out space when he has the ball, especially on that left-hand side with McDowell.
Labovitz, the goal scorer, trying to turn on Citron, couldn't. The 1-2 with Ignacio, and right on it.
Got it, thank you.
Here, Virginia Tech bench saying switch it. They're able to get out of some trouble. Didn't switch it quickly, but did get it out of there. Colosso now here to call for foul. Chance to serve it in again. And for just joining us, the 1-0 advantage to the Hokies through Jacob Labovitz.
And McDowell, the architect of this goal, with the service, and Labovitz with a diving header. That is not an easy goal to score, so difficult.
Try to play the restart quickly, and Flores just wasn't ready to get on it yet. Those are 2 all-league players there. Andreas Ullin lost the battle with Jacob Labovitz.
And that tends to happen. That tends to happen in these type of games. where you come out of the half, you're feeling good about yourself if you're Ulen. It's 0-0. You've done well to shut down mostly Virginia Tech's go-to goal scorer. But then Ulen kind of seems to take a playoff. And there's picks being set in the box, but you can't afford to lose your defender, lose your attacker if you're the Virginia captain.
And Leo Afonso checks back in the match for Cabral Happy Kamseyu. Again, college soccer, you can come in and out once in the second half, so Happy Kamseyu is not necessarily done. Michael Sikulis joins, the freshman from Newton, Massachusetts, out of the New England Revolution Academy. His 5th appearance of the campaign. He replaces Kai Ignacio, Sikulis does. Daniel Wright spinning. Little dink ball over the top, looking for Afonso. De Silva read it well. And this is Kevin Ogadugu, leading scorer on this team in terms of points last year. Left the game about the 20-minute mark, holding his hamstring. He has not returned. It doesn't look like he will return. So Coach Geldovich has talked about injury issues they've dealt with throughout the season and had guys in and out. Obviously, losing Ogadugu is a big deal in this rivalry matchup. Also, Nils Henry Oriwal. Oriwal is the another freshman outside left back. They don't really have a replacement for him, as Coach told us. So they've been experimenting that left back spot. Oriwal, like his countryman, another German in Visa, provided quite a bit of danger for White at the bottom of the screen as Visa going forward from those outside back positions, trying to make some adjustments. And as coaches told us all week, experimenting with different things.
If you're Coach George Geldovich, this is where, as a coach, you have to get inventive, but also you have to rely on some of your leaders. Andreas Ulen, yes, you were at fault for the goal on the set-piece play, but now he's been here before. Now he has to step up and put calm on this team.
Isaiah Bird steps in a nice pocket of space. Visa is able to corral it, but third leading assist man lead is going to want that one. Martino, the freshman from Pittsburgh, out of the Union Academy, logged some minutes for Bethlehem Steel, the USL team. Glosha gets a piece of it. Isaiah Bird cleans it up. Slavov stepping out of some trouble. Joyce took it a little wayward, showed the ball, taken away by Flores. Potential transition opportunity. Joyce has got some numbers in front of him. He'll give it a ride. That is off the frame, to say the least.
That play starts from a good defensive play from Flores, known for his attacking prowess, getting in the box, his attacking midfielder. But after Slavov, when you beat your guy in the dribble, you can't show the ball right after. Virginia Tech quick to counter the Pugh. I think that far post would have been a better option. Wink swings wildly at that.
Andrew Weber checking back in the game. Comes in for Cameron Lennon. Erbig scoops up the second ball. Pops it out to Sikulis. Plays Sikulis into the channel. Little 1-2 with Afonso. And Algley read it the whole way.
Algley's so good at that. His ability to use those long strides to cover ground and recover. Put out fires.
A couple scores from out of town. Clemson up 1-0 on Boston College through an Isaiah Reed goal. NC State, Notre Dame 0-0. Notre Dame coming off a heartbreaking loss. They're 3-1 against Michigan State earlier this week. Lost 4-3 at home. Louisville and Syracuse, defense optional. How about that? Louisville up 3-2 right now in the second. It was actually 2-2 at halftime. And Wake, don't look now, boys. Woo! Kyle Holcomb puts Wake up top. Leo Alfonso may have an opportunity here, eventually crowded out. Oh, sloppy clearance. Slavov can't get it off his feet. He's gonna line up a shot, he takes it. Oh man, what a play by Slavov! Martino with the poor clearance, and the freshman makes it pay! The first goal of his career in a big time in a rivalry game.
You kidding me with this? That's Slavov from downtown Blacksburg, baby. Look at this skill that comes off of poor goalkeeping with the pirouette to get away from his marker, and then this ball knuckles into the top corner. I believe they say top bins, baby. That has SportsCenter top 10 potential, Dallin.
We'll make some calls. Slavov, the freshman, you deserve to be represented in the top 10. Out of Alpharetta, Georgia. Bulgarian heritage, played on the Bulgarian U16 team, the national level, the youth level, showing off some of those skills right there. And at first I thought Martino, because he misplayed it, was off his line, just couldn't get back. And McDowell's going to first time cross this. But that shot, there was nothing he was doing about that. Labovitz on it, trying to counter quickly. Low ball played in, Yulin read it well.
He hit that pure, and he just hit it right in the sweet spot of that ball.
A Commonwealth Clash picking up in the second half. We got 2 goals in the first 15 minutes. To get back all square, McDowell's touch heavy. Loshuk is flying into the tackle.
And when you're a player and you get that ball and you see Martino come out with a miscue, but it's that spin away from his defender.
What a clever touch that was. But Irvin took it out. And Citron clears out. Joyce there.
There's no place for that in the beautiful game.
Going back to that goal down, that spin from Aspu Slavov to create the space. When you do that as a midfielder, there's a rush of play, there's a confidence you have about you, and why not hit it? And he gets all of that.
Osho looking long. Bird trying to run it down. Foot race with De Silva. Holds him off. De Silva slips. Bird may have an opportunity to get in the box. De Silva battling back. Gets there. Well done in the end. Ramirez now striding forward. Osho pressing it.
This game really starting
fan
to
support. Yep, yeah, if the game's opening, you hear the crowd starting to get into it, starting to feel the game a little more.
Six for 23, and then 9 for 16. And then 9 for 16 tech.
And on comes Jeremy Verley, and this is, we talk about experimenting. George Golunovich mentioned him to us earlier this week, saying, you know, Verley's played outside back for them before. In the past, he's played up top at different times, but they're going to experiment with him in the 10 role, in that creative midfield, not because he's necessarily a locker, because he just has athleticism, he can get after guys, get behind guys. How do you feel about him playing in here, what we're going to see from number 6 in white? McDowell just goes down, he draws the foul.
That's smart play from McDowell. Knowing he didn't have anywhere to go, he splits his defenders, but when you're trapped like this, you wait for the contact. And Yulin bails him out. It's a soft foul.
Phil doesn't like it. He's got twice as many fouls as Tech. Clock is still ticking.
Hey, Oliver! Hey, Dirk! Right there! Yeah.
Back out to Amaris. Paul Manel's checked in the game on the ball. Barcelona native. Delosho, good reach to intercept that. Good take by Alfonso. Still Alfonso trying to get it forward. So we were talking about Jeremy Verley in that 6-roll, experimenting me 15-minute burst. How do you feel about seeing him there?
I think it's a wise move because when you have a player who can cover ground that's athletic, look for him to interchange with Leo Alfonso. He'll be the runner out of midfield, as you often see attacking mids do. And if he times his run well, Alfonso checking to the ball, that'll create passing lanes and an option, a vertical option for the two holding midfielders. As for Slava, growing in confidence after that goal, look for him to try and hit a dime with the Verley in behind.
And Verley is 6'1", who just dispossessed Tech player that the fans did not appreciate too much. But there was a foul there. Delosho lets it run across his body and spins out of some trouble. Issa loses it out of play. Let's tell you about our college football slate coming up on ACC Network. Tomorrow, Albany and Syracuse start us off at noon Eastern. Then it's Northwestern and Duke from Wallace Wade Stadium in Durham. And then we're going to go right down Tobacco Road. It's capped off by the ACC Network primetime matchup presented by Geico. Virginia taking on number 21 North Carolina. A huge game in the Coastal Division. Carolina, the preseason favorites, they've got to win that game to really stay in the mix because Virginia Tech put it on them in the week 1 opener on national TV. So Heels need a win. Virginia's been pretty impressive too. Brennan Armstrong's been doing his thing as a quarterback.
Since that goal, the Virginia Cavaliers, they started to settle down a little bit. Oftentimes you see teams, as soon as they score a goal, especially when you get an early goal from Virginia Tech.
And that run is Alfonso. He's battling with Houtley. Sorry, that was Sekulis making that run. Outside in from the winger. Nice back heel by Flores. Bears trying to cut it back. Looking long, looking for Labovitz. Can he bring it down? He's 1v2, but he does have help to his right. Lanels working. Oh. Lanels says, my bad. I know it's my fault.
I guess the Hokies are going route 1, changing up their tactics. That diagonal pass. And Labovitz, his ability to stretch the two center backs, creating verticality, one of the strengths of his game. But I think that ball gets lost in between his feet and slows up the attack. But Manelis, it's a great opportunity for him. But yet again, another Virginia Tech player. Pugh had an earlier chance, swung wildly at the shot. Manelis gets a good chance there, gets a good look, and then swings and misses.
Nick Blacklock, 17 for Virginia Tech, just checked in. You see him entering your screen as soon as they advance toward midfield. Blacklock, a junior. Pennsylvania Union Academy product. Philadelphia Union. He also scored big goals, made big plays in big games. He had 2 goals in the Sweet 16 against Seton Hall last year. See if he can make an impact here.
He's a tireless worker. I like the work he puts in on both sides of the ball.
Good ball whipped in. Right at Martino. Nice play, but Yulin's there tracking back. Labovitz was applying the pressure.
Keep an eye on those runs by Labovitz. Virginia's starting to step up their line of pressure, see if they can force turnovers in the build-up. Labovitz's looped runs off the shoulder of the center backs He can catch him just one time. He'll be in on goal.
Afonso De Silva working, 2 Brazilian-born players. It over to Flores. Blacklock in a little pocket of space. Just possession. Slavov, the goal scorer for UVA. Sekulis. Low ball pulled back. Oh, it may have left by Silva. It was. Afonso on it. Lays it up for Colosio. Couldn't quite get that right.
That play started by Sekulis. He's had a couple good runs off the ball and behind, but when you're in a big game like this, De Silva, you cannot have a miscue and gets let off the hook by a moonball of a shot.
We already saw Ben Martino, unfortunately for him, the goalkeeper. He made a miscue and a poor clearance that led to UVA's goal. Got to be tight in the back there. Feels for handball and given. Will Dover just checked in the game. Senior back in for Lobovitz, the goal scorer in this game. Dover scored in this rivalry last year. Put Tech up 1-0. UVA would come back to equalize, and that's how that game would end, 1-1 back in October of 2020. Dover made his impact felt right away in this game, too. Came in, got his head on 2 headers, and challenged the keeper.
He's just the type of player, especially as legs start to get a little bit tired and weary. Mind you, with the schedule, the NCAA schedule.
Flipped in, some opportunities in white there. Might fall, still loose. De Silva's able to clear it out. Looked a little dangerous back there for the Hokies.
Virginia Tech, sloppy in defending those crosses and set pieces. You can't let the ball bounce.
Citron trying to get back on it, he does. Ball to Sekulis. And one of the few times they're able to possess the ball in the attacking third. Looking for Visa. First time ball. Play back off of McDowell. Visa McDowell battling all game long. Heavy touch. And he picked up by Afonso. Well read by Blacklock, but Afonso's going to be able to get back on it. No, he's not. And De Silva clears out for a throw.
Virginia Tech under a bit of pressure these last couple minutes.
And Andreas Uhlin, 17 by the edge of the 6-yard box, comes up center back spot. 6'3". Visa looking for a long throw. Battling, can't win that battle. Rocha ushers it out for the throw. Under 20 minutes to play here from Thompson Field, Blacksburg, Virginia, 1-1 Commonwealth clash alongside Michael LaHood. I'm Dallin Cuff. We got to this point after a 0-0 first 45. Jacob Lobovitz scores in the 46th minute for the Hokies. Aspra Slavov equalized in the 57th minute, which was an absolute beauty. Both were very good goals, to be very honest. Great tackle in the midfield there to take the ball from Sekulis. We find ourselves... Weber, excuse me. Taking it off Sekulis. Good switch of play. Just a little too much on it for Flores. Herbig seen it the whole way. Weber brings it down eventually. Inua. Flores picking up a nice pocket space, looking for Dover. But Brown was there, the sophomore keeper.
And Dallin, that's a little bit of extra.
Flores goes in heavy. He's going to get a card, yes.
That's a little bit of extra dynamicism. I'll botch that one. Dynamic
Dynamism,
play,
baby. I got you. Dynamism. I got you.
Webster Dictionary. But that's that little bit of extra dynamic movement. Oof. Ooh. He lunges into that one. Oof. Definite yellow card.
The borderline, if he makes contact with those studs up, that's going to be a red. I feel like he was lucky he didn't actually hit him with the studs, but that was dangerous, no?
And I think it's because the midfielder moved out of the way. Anticipated that and jumped out of the way.
Burley's going to give it a go. Oh, saved by Martino. The sophomore from Kingston, Jamaica, testing the keeper.
And Virginia's starting to just figure this out. Burley tries his luck. Virginia's already capitalized on long-distance shots, something they didn't do in the first half. He connects with that one. But Martino has that covered the whole way. Does well to parry that out of bounds.
Floated cross with the back post. Afonso comes down. Now that'll be your 8th save for Martino on the day. So what do you think each team needs to do? Well, I should say you just went through UVA. What does Virginia Tech need to do to kind of get their foothold back in this game and challenge the ball?
I think their midfield three, they're playing too deep. Their front three is detached from the rest of their team. I'd like to see Flores step higher up the field. In the first half, he was a nuisance because he gives you something different to worry about. As a holding midfielder, it's so hard to keep track of an attacking midfielder who's running off your shoulder, and it keeps you stretched away from the game.
Nice layup by Afonso Tavisa. So cuts back on his left. Nels can't control. Colossio's been covering a ton of ground, 24 in white. Freshman from Roanoke. He's been all over the pitch.
And being a local player, he'll be motivated to play in this type of game against a team that's in his area that he grew up in. But he's doing the simple things well. As soon as the ball gets in the middle, Lawrence gets on the ball. Times Weber's gotten on the ball. He's coming in with tackles, much like Canua does for Virginia Tech, winning the ball and then connecting the first pass.
Urban knocks it out. We told you how big that UNC football game is Saturday night. Well, we got you set with the huddle. They're live in Chapel Hill. You get everything you need to know Saturday morning, kicking off at 10 a.m. The huddle led by Jordan Cornett, Eric McLean, EJ Manuel, and Mark Brick. Get you set for the slate of ACC football. They'll preview all the games. 10 a.m. Eastern live in Chapel Hill. Don't miss it. A great day of ACC football. American football, I should say, coming your way on Saturday. Cameron Lennon checked back in. Balls to the Nels. They'll give it a shot. Deflection. Brown's there to save it.
One of the few times we've seen Virginia Tech in the last 15 to 20 minutes get numbers in and around the box. Intricate play from them on that right-hand side, which they were successful in the first half. And Manels does well to get that ball shifted out from under his foot. But he's shooting that shot into just traffic. Virginia, they're 2 center backs, the 2 twin towers back there blocking shots.
Read by Bird. Ewing stepping forward. Still Ewing, center back. Colosio cycles it back to Gerbig. This ball picked off, but Bird's able to clean it up, kind of. Eventually comes up with Dow. Ball by De Silva out of the back. Early ball played. Once Dover in a foot race with Doolin. Doolin controls that. Best clearance. Holder. More subs coming in. Dover gave a little spell there, but Jacob Labovitz coming back in the match and get the goal scorer in the 46th minute. Leading goal scorer on this team in terms of his career, 16 career goals. All ACC third team last campaign. Show goes to Brown. Off him and throw.
Gaucho again. Gets stuck into the tackle.
Young man was born in the Democratic Republic of Congo, raised though in Roanoke, Virginia. Former first team All-State guy in high school back in 2019. Now striding forward, he's got a little bit of space here. Blacklock, McDowell overlaps.
I think Blacklock takes too long to make up his mind. When you have a player like McDowell that overlaps, you have to reward any outside back with that pass. The window of opportunity was slim. You should have played that pass, diagonal pass, for a diagonal run to McDowell and behind.
Connor Pugh comes back in the match with Paul Manels, and Landon Amiris back in for Nick Blacklock. Amiris is their leading scorer on the campaign, 3 goals in the first 4 games of the season for the sophomore. Flores tried to clip it in.
Way to go!
This game really picked up after that first goal up until about 4 or 5 minutes ago. It seems like it's hit a little bit of a different pace. Michael, how do you kind of grab it and get it going again for either one of these teams?
I think for Virginia Tech, it's getting back to the looping runs and runs in the channels. Jacob Labovitz, he'll fight for everything. And you're Virginia, second balls are going to be key. They've been playing direct throughout this game. And then when you play direct, to get them behind this press and this mid-block of the Virginia Tech Hokies, you have to anticipate. Burley, when he came in the game, it gave him something new, gave him something dynamic. A midfielder running in behind as well.
Mason McClendon checked in, freshman from Virginia Beach. The guy that was an all-state high school player. In-state guy coming in, his second appearance of the year in a big-time rivalry game. See how he fares and how long he stays in. Isaiah Bird working against Flores. Pass by Sakulis. Verley couldn't handle it though. Maybe an opportunity the other way. Lisa McDowell. Maris batting as they've been all game. And Maris tried to sell that. David Urbacher says, get up, please. Slavov looking long ball. Tino on it.
That's good work from Visa. Maris, such a smooth operator when he gets on the ball.
No shot. Takes it off the Canua's foot. Citrons took forever to make a decision eventually. Burke saw that all the way, stepped in front. Bloshu on it again. Flex to Verley, can't corral it this time. Pings it out to Bird. Fonso making a near post run. Overhit the cross. you're just joining us here for the Commonwealth Clash and the finish, 1-1 is the score, and that's how we got going. Jacob Lavovitz, 36 minutes.
It's a diving header from him, but look at this goal reaction for Virginia. Aspuslava with a hit from downtown Blacksburg.
It's a heck of a first goal for Slavov in his collegiate career, the freshman. Equalized this thing in the 58th minute. And that's where we stand right now. And in college soccer, this ends at 90. We'll play a sudden victory overtime. Next goal wins, 2 10-minute sessions. But we'll get to that if we get there, just letting you know. There may be more bonus soccer coming your way, but we'll see. 8 minutes to play. Really had a lot of space. Chooses to head it. Afonso forces the shot, but goes out for a corner kick.
We've seen that from Virginia. Since Burley's come on, he's finding those pockets of space between the holding midfielder and the back four, and his size is something that Virginia Tech are having trouble dealing with. They break their press, lob them balls in there, and now he's playing with Alfonso, who's stretching the line.
Kai Ignacio checked in, 13 for Isaiah Bird. Also, Cabral Happy Kamseyu, 20 in white, checked in. We've talked about before, injury issues. He's had big goals in big games. He scored on a corner in the ACC final against Clemson 2 years ago, in which UVA won. 20 in white in the middle of the box there. Big physical body. Looking for him. Cleared out by Lavovitz. But Ignacio still can keep it in play. Claims for offside. Flag does not go up. Early ball driven in. Slavov working against Cameron Lennon. And Obacher will blow a whistle. And ironically, Connor Pugh could have been in behind.
He was off to the races. The referee didn't blow that one. Sometimes, if you're the team that has the ball, you're screaming at the referee saying, hey, you need a chance. And he knew it. He knew it. He knew it.
Hey, they're all human. And you appreciate that he realized I made a mistake there. But in his defense, it seemed innocuous. Like, I mean, that's a heck of a advantage to assume that a guy was going to pick that pass. But well done by Lennon. Unfortunately, didn't count.
Maybe the referee's even feeling the big game rivalry jitters of this one.
They want a foul there, and Cabral Happy Kamseyu doesn't happen. Forward come the Hokies. And Colosio again there to break up play. Pass short of though. Flores steps into some space. Yulin read it. Step forward and got a piece of it. Colosio on it now. Pops it out to Ignacio. Ignacio looking long. Happy Kamseyu. Silva wins that battle.
Both teams leaving it out on the field tonight. Been a scrappy game at times. Both teams have had possession at times. But this game's going to come down to execution in the final third. Execution in both boxes, really. Virginia Tech, they gave up a goal because they didn't execute on a routine clearance from the goalkeeper.
Looking to get it in. Oh, it's pinged in. There's nobody there in the back post except for Visa in a white jersey. Good run by Amaris. Tries to spin out of trouble. Colosio all over. Deflected. Yulin's going to let it go, and well done because Brown comes out to claim it. Virginia Tech still has no corners on the night.
Been a good battle all night between the two outside backs on that right side for Virginia and that left side for Virginia Tech. Visa, McDowell, both known for getting up and down.
Virginia Tech has one corner, looking for their second of the night as Kanua plays it out. Well, I'm correcting myself. I said Kanua was from Senegal earlier. He's from Nairobi, Kenya, as is Philip Mayaka. That was my story. We'll clean up all my mistakes before we get off air. We got 4 minutes to go. Not sure I'm going to get them all in.
Still made for a great story, though. Agent Mayaka.
Two great friends. Grew up in the same town in Nairobi, same part of Nairobi. up in the States, play together at Montverde. Yeah, he makes him left App State. Said you can get in the ACC. Virginia Tech was interested. You got to go. They end up playing each other in big games. Mayanka now playing for Colorado's, or a USL team, I should say. Being drafted last year. Flores, good work, puts his foot on for a second. Take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. As we mentioned, Philip Mayanka played at Clemson, former teammate of Isaiah Reed. Isaiah Reed has got on the board. Now they're up 2-0. And Notre Dame, through a Dawson McCartney goal, up 1-0 against NC State. Looking forward for McDowell. And Uland ushers it out. Foul, too. Louisville 4-3 on Syracuse in the second half. We'll see what happens here if it's just going to be a foul. McDowell takes off the other way.
That's smart by McDowell. Just get out of the crime scene, because this is a foul. He grabs him by the neck and slams him in the corner flag. You cannot do that. Very lucky that that's not a yellow, or worse.
Interesting. Just a talking to Uland, one of the captains, wondering why that's. Why are you talking to me? Go talk to him and give him a yellow.
I think sometimes it's Uland being the bigger guy.
Yep.
And the smaller guy gets the benefit of the doubt on 50-50 plays.
Uland, a junior from Norway, represented his country at youth level, 16, 17, under 20. How about Wake up 2-0 on Pitt? Talk about what's up with Wake with your boys. Michael LaHood, an alum of the 2007 National Championship team. Look pretty good right now. Can't wait to see the highlights, see that game played back. But we got a good one going on right here in the Commonwealth Clash. Just over 2 minutes to go. Bad giveaway. Colosio has to have, how many recoveries he's got to have in this game and interceptions? It's got to be. He looks like the Golo Conte out there.
With the way he defends, it almost reminds me of watching Phil Mayanka. Such a smooth operator, so calm, reads the game well, and never looks flustered.
Good step by Bees. Like Kenua, we might have been able to skip by. Got by Uland. It's not the pass. Wanted right there. That becomes save. Good hold up play. Julius, you hear the bench yelling, go. Finally does. Ball floated in. Tino has to punch it off the 6-yard box. Minute 20 to go. Maris head up. Crowd starting to egg him on.
It's coolest when you get wide in that position, you have to have more awareness of how much time's left on the clock. I think it was a right screen from the sideline to go, because he had numbers in the box waiting for the service.
Now we're under 60 seconds. Seconds. Maris. And they're going to stop the clock. 23 seconds to go. Maris is asking for a yellow as well. I don't know if that's going to come, but what's going to come is an opportunity to put this thing into the box and possibly score a huge late game winner.
And Virginia, you have just bailed out Amaris. Amaris does well to fight between those players. Such a good dribbler of the ball. But when you have so many players around you don't have to foul.
13th foul of the match. Holden Brown between the sticks, the sophomore, talking to his wall. Danny Flores over it. They scored on a set piece from the same range on the other side of the field to start the half. Can they close it? He's going for goal. Just over Brown's head, ambitious.
I don't like that decision from Flores. It's a young decision from him, thinking it may have been his turn to get on the SportsCenter highlight reel. But that's Bruce-Slavov. Even a player like Haugley, you have to find him as a target.
And the clock ticks down, and we are at 1-1. We're heading to overtime, baby. In play, you stay waiting in the wings. We got more football to get to here. Michael, we'll get your thoughts on the second 45 when we come back. We're heading to break right now with the Commonwealth Clash. Will there be a winner? We'll find out after the break. Field, the Commonwealth Clash, 1-1, 90 minutes down. Into our first 10-minute overtime we go, alongside Michael Lahoud. I'm Dallin Cuff. Michael, let's get into some highlights here. It started with Virginia Tech at the start of the second half, scoring Jacob Labovitz, big game player.
And it's a defending of Andreas Ueland. He takes the wrong angle to drop back for that ball. Labovitz gives him enough space, and he has a diving header, snap header from him, but there's no mistaking the angle that Bruce-Slavov takes on this shot. The audacity to shoot from this distance, gets all of that, and puts it in the top corner to even this game up.
Bad clearance by Ben Martino, but I don't care if he was in there flat foot or on his toes and ready to go. That ball was knuckling, curving into the corner. Slavov, the freshman, gets his first goal in a UVA uniform. Here are your rules. 2 10-minute periods. Sudden victory, I should say. 10-minute period first. If there's a goal, it's ball game. It's golden goal. If there's no goal in the first 10, we go to a second period. You cannot re-enter within the first period, but you can come out in the first period and you can come back into the match in the second period of OT. If we're still tied after the second OT, we end and they split the spoils 1 point apiece. All right, Michael, as you look forward here, what do you want to see from each one of these teams to walk out of here with 3 points?
I'd like to see more numbers in the box from Virginia Tech. They were effective in the second half when they were more direct, playing into Labovitz, but he needs a supporting cast to step their lines up and not sit so deep. For Virginia, you have to have a battle-first mentality and step your line of pressure up and hope you can force turnovers and get them on the counter.
This Hokie team has played a really difficult schedule this year. They beat the #1 team in the nation at the time, Marshall, the defending national champions. They tied Seton Hall 3-3. They beat a quality UCF team, but they're coming off a loss to Duke. 1-0 the Hokies are in conference. George Gelnovich and his UVA Cavaliers also coming off a 3-1 loss in terms of ACC play. Both teams 0-1 in the conference. They want and need points. It's a rivalry game. Not much more could be on the line right now in a regular season game.
We'll see who wants it more, Dallin.
This is now the last 14 meetings between these teams. 8 of them have gone to overtime, including one last year when a lot of the same guys were on the pitch. October of last year, ended 1-1 here in Thompson Field. Hokies only finished with 10 men on the field that day. Jacob Labovitz, the goal scorer today for the Hokies, was red carded in the 89th minute, and they battled away to a 1-1 draw. In terms of the series history, we mentioned it before, but if you're just joining us, 33-3-6. UVA leads this history between these rivals. That is domination of your rival right now, but things have changed a little bit. Last year, 1-1-1, they got a win. Virginia Tech hadn't got a win in this series since 2005 prior to that, so this could go a long way to continuing to change that trend and make this more of a equal fight, which has not been the way historically.
You're telling me Coach Mike Brizendine doesn't see this as a big game? It's just another game to play? Not buying that one without that stat.
Flores and Slavov go into the challenge. Flores rolls, wants to call it as a get. Low show and Ignacio back and forth. He's got Visa on the right, doesn't play him. Herbig stepping forward, center back spot. Ignacio checks his surroundings, plays it back to Gerbig. Floats it out, and will go out of touch off of Ramirez. shove in the back to De Silva. He's yelling. He may get. Be careful. There it is.
Alfonso, just blatant two-hand shove. Didn't even try and play the ball. He had one in the first half that I thought could have been a shout for a yellow.
And in all honesty, I think it was the descent he showed towards David Urbacher that got him the yellow. It wasn't even the blatant push in the back. And I don't know why he would be complaining. That's a clear foul, and he's had, to your point, he's gotten stuck in a couple of times in this match. Delosio picks up the second ball. Ignasio's pass to Issa takes him a little wide. Alfonso tried to play it on the corner there to send it. Come on. Good touch by Citron. Silky touch by Lovitz. Back in the path of Pugh. Herbig steps, takes out Pugh. And then he says a professional foul. Herbig's going to get a yellow. He's taking a look and see if you agree, Michael LaHood.
It's a correct call from the referee, Pugh. The skill to bring that down and touch it by Herbig. And if Pugh gets around him, then it's a 2v1. Lovitz is there, 2v1. Between him, Lovitz going against the big Norwegian.
Dow to take it. This is about the same spot where they scored the goal in the near post run from Lovitz. 18, he's now at the top of the screen though. Looking back post. Easily claimed by Brown in the end. He says hold up, doesn't try to get a transition going the other way.
And Virginia Tech had too many runners making the same run. Trying to find that far post. Looked like McDowell, he had different ideas, trying to hit it short. You need to mix up your runs on set pieces.
Ignacio were able to bring it down, then spin out of some trouble. Maintain possession for the Cavs. Gulen looking for the switch. He heads it down. Julius brings it under control though.
Those are little details. If you're Virginia Tech, we spoke about earlier, getting runners out of midfield. That's McDowell making the run in advance of his winger. That should be Flores making that run. McDowell makes up 20 to 25 yards just to get ahead. It's predictable for Gulen to track down.
And he tries to play a first-time ball that's going to go out for a corner. Alongside Michael LaHood, I'm Dallin Cuff. Commonwealth Clash 1-1. 5 minutes down in OT, 5 to go in OT number 1 if nobody scores. Move into OT number 2, 10 more minutes of action. Opportunity here in the 5th corner for the Cavs. Out-swinging ball. Gulen's there! Ooh! The captain almost had his 3rd goal of the campaign and a huge time.
Gulen gets contact on Pugh, just creates that space, and if he puts this in, he would have been signaling to George Gallinovich, warm up the bus, let's get out of here.
Yes, dip of the shoulder. Still in there, slow, goes down, and David Urbacher waves it off. We'll have to take another look at that. Delosio and him have been battling throughout the game. Delosio has been battling with everybody. Brown letting him hear it. The Cavs trying to get the other way. Slavov tries to pick up a foul. No call. Alfonso on the ball. He switches it out to Ignacio. He's got Verley to his right. Leaves it for Verley. We got Afonso making the run to the back post, so Sakulius was almost there. Tries to make. McClendon, the freshman, getting some big minutes here. Let's take a look at the no calls. Looked like Amiris was going to get into dangerous area.
Ooh, I think that's a foul. Malosho, he doesn't get as much contact in terms of when he goes to tackle, but the momentum, he bundles him over. He doesn't get a good position. He's coming from behind. Should have been a foul.
UVA may have dodged a bullet there. Just over 3 minutes to go in this first overtime. Cameron Lennon just checked back in the game. Afonso going to give it a try to go for a highlight goal. Not going to happen. Cameron Lennon checks back in the match with Danny Flores. Flores is carrying a yellow card. Freshman checks out. Just over 2 minutes and 10 seconds to play now. Silvan.
Well, 2 minutes left in this game. Look for long balls to be the theme.
This draws a foul here on Citron. Citron disagrees, but now maybe no chance here for the Hokies to whip one in. Clock is still running. Weber floats it in. Oh, Silva comes in there. A lot of white jerseys there. Silva almost did that. Spectacular, though.
I thought this was going to be Air de Silva coming in from Brazil. The ability to just ghost in there unmarked. It's poor marking from the Virginia Cavaliers. De Silva doesn't care. Should have done a little bit better to get that on frame.
Silva, the sophomore, grew up in Brazil, played for Orlando Paranense. Then came up to Florida, Orlando City, SC Academy before going to Montverde Academy. Makes his way here to Virginia Tech and almost had a spectacular goal out of it. Looked like nothing. Bonzo trying to make the run, couldn't quite time it well. 36 seconds to go in the first OT. Martino went route one and picked off by Citron. Excuse me, by Gerbig. And I mentioned the clock running in college soccer. When that thing hits zeros, there is no stoppage time. We are heading to a second overtime here at Thompson Field. 1-1 still. If you're just joining us now, we'll show you the goals and how we got here. It was a 0-0 first 45, but just a minute into the second half. Jacob Lobovitz gets on the score sheet.
And Jacob Lobovitz, he's a big game player, and he shows why. Great finish, diving header to get to the near post. But this goal right here, talk about big game. Asmuslavov delivers in a big game. Shot from distance, skill to spin out, and cannons this in the top corner.
A beautiful look from the end zone cam, from the all-20. From the end zone cam, you could see how much that ball was knuckling, and Ben Martino, there was really nothing he was going to do about that. Here are your stats. 4 yellows for UVA. We'll get you noted who's carrying those as they get back on the pitch, and we see who's in for the start of the second overtime. Anything jump out at you, Michael?
I think it's the lack of corners for Virginia Tech. Doing a good job to get the ball wide, but as soon as they get the ball wide, they're coming back inside where all the pressure and all the numbers are. Get set pieces. They scored a goal off a set piece. They'd be wise to get more set pieces.
7th time this meeting, this rivalry has gone to double overtime. We are still in the break here. Holy cow, Louisville, Syracuse. 4-4 in first OT. Can't wait to see what happened there. Clemson at home against BC continues to win at historic Riggs Field. Their win streak there is now up over 30. Notre Dame getting the 1-0 win over NC State, and they needed it. They were up 3-1 on Tuesday against Michigan State, lost 4-3 in a wild game here on ACC Network. And the game of the night, Pitt against Wake. Wake is out of the standings for the first time since August. Preseason poll, 2015. They're out of the top 25. Getting a lot of questions. We were asking questions at halftime. They seem to be answered, Michael.
And what a way to get back in the top 25 with a result against the number 5 ranked team in the country. A lot of synergy there with Jay Vinovich and Bobby News. Bobby will have his team fired up to get the W.
And Bobby had his team in gear. That's been some of the issue you can see at times. That team is talented, Wake, but they just haven't put it together, and at times maybe not got the commitment needed from some of the younger players. But they must have been on point in that match. We will definitely check that out. Can't wait to watch that game in full. Can't wait to see second overtime here, though. As the Thompson Field crowd has been rowdy all night. We've had fans sitting outside the fence around the stadium. Everybody wants to see this Commonwealth Clash. And will we have a winner? Or will we be splitting the points here? We'll find out. We're down to the final 10 now. Next goal wins between UVA and Virginia Tech alongside Michael LaHood. I'm Dallin Cuff here in Blacksburg. So I ask you again, Michael, what would you want to see from either team to break the deadlock? What needs to happen for both clubs?
I'd like to see Virginia Tech step higher up the field and put pressure on the Virginia back line. Oliver Gerbig's on the yellow card, mind you. If I'm Jacob Labovitz, I'm targeting him. If he can draw another foul, get a yellow, it's a red, Virginia's down a man.
Al McDowell in that left back spot. Issa cleverly plays it off and out for the goal kick. And if you're UVA, this is a team that they did grow into the first half. They showed a great response after giving up a goal. What do you want to see from them?
I'd like to see game management. They managed the first half. They managed the 90 minutes well. They grew into this game. As you said, they'll need to do that in this microcosm of a game in the second half. Don't be naive. Young teams tend to be naive, thinking, hey, we've done enough to win this game. Let's throw all numbers forward. They can't get caught on the counter. Virginia Tech is lethal on the counterattack.
It's an interesting word you use because George Gelnabach used it quite a bit. We were a little young and a bit naive as Afonso tries to ding it over the top to Bird, but Martino gets it. Said we were naive in our approach against Syracuse. You know, they went down in that game, they come back and equalized, but they were careless with the ball in the back and made some silly mistakes and lose 3-1. But it is a young team trying to learn how to play and how to win.
And getting results against experienced opponents, they'll give you the confidence to know when to play and when to be direct. They chose to play direct in the first half, but then second half, they made some tactical adjustments. George Gelnabach telling us
Connor may have a chance to put this ball in. He does, but Gerbig's right there at the doorstep. Flores lets it roll across his body and ends up in McDowell's feet. Maris in a little pocket. Danger for the ball, their leading scorer too. 3 on the year. He always can draw fouls there.
Good track of 18, Oliver!
Kyle McDowell went to ground to try to keep it in play. Unforced turnover there.
I think that's a lazy pass from Flores. Sometimes rather than trying to make a cute no-look pass, just do the routine things, do the little things well, especially in overtime. When your legs are tired, your mind tends to go next.
Checking that clock, man.
Afonso applying some pressure on De Silva. You know, not the best ball. Falls to Slavov. David Urbach with that. Ref got in the play a bit there. Ignacio working. Michael, the last 10 minutes or so, this game is definitely ground down. They're in the 100 plus minutes now. Are we looking at two teams that are kind of running out of gas, or are they okay with a point apiece here?
I think you're looking at two teams who are gassed. They've tried to land the knockout blow, and the game started to get a little bit chippy. Not as chippy as we've seen it in years past. Keeping an eye on you, Jacob Lavovitz, thinking about back to last year. But there's so much energy, and really you can feel from the sidelines, the fans, there's such a great atmosphere. It wears you down as a player, and it's tense stuff going down to the wire.
Jimmy Verley just straight offside there. Turn it over. Just under 6 minutes to go here from Thompson Field. Foul is on Andreas Uehlen, the center back. As we mentioned, these teams have played a lot of a lot of overtime games. Over the last 14 games have gone to OT. And everyone that's got a double OT, 6 of them, have all ended in a draw. Last year, again, these teams went 1-1-1, played 3 times because it was 2 seasons, COVID year, unique. This will be their only regular season meeting. As Kolosha was able to corral it. Slavov, the goal scorer on the ball with a little bit of space, stepping forward. Oh, poor pass by Verley. Did have some numbers finally getting forward.
That's the difference between having a true number 10 in that spot versus an experimental number 10. A little lack of quality.
Paul Manels comes in for Connor Pugh. USC upstate transfer, born and bred in Barcelona. Southern Academy there. Just the body by Verley that time. Good turn to Ignacio. Great sliding challenge though. Herbig hoists it long. Nels, good ball to the channel. Better defense though by Citroen. Under 4 to play.
2-3.
That's good from Virginia Tech. Try and get those runs from Lavovitz down their right-hand side. If Lavovitz can get by Citron, the next player up is Oliver Gerbig. And can't stress enough that yellow card. That's one less player you have to worry about on things like set pieces, corner kicks, free kicks.
It's 5 and white. Oliver Gerbig, that Mike was talking about there, next to the goal scorer, Lavovitz 18. Back to Seaver Halbert. After. Crowd trying to urge these Hokies forward. Manel's gonna have a chance to play a ball in. Newton looking for it. And they got it! That's your game winner on the brace! The senior does it again! 2-1 W for the Hokies!
It's winner, winner, chicken dinner. And Jacob Lavovitz delivers the game-winning recipe. Great work from Paul Manel on that right-hand side to split his markers and deliver a delicious ball into the box. Lavovitz, he's made a career off of being in the right place at the right time. Andreas Uehlen mistimes his jump, and Lavovitz connects, header down into the ground, and he knows it, and Hokie Nation knows it. This could be the changing of the guard, the turning of the tide.
Only the 4th time the Hokies have beat their rival, the Cavaliers, in 43 meetings. 2 of those have now been in consecutive years. They did it last November down in Klopper Stadium, and they do it tonight. Last time they won here in front of their home fans was October 30th, 2004. And you're right, Michael, this may be the changing of the guard. No longer little brother on the soccer pitch, as they are proving this yet again.